Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach, and it's been a long time coming, but here is my team. About to unveil the team, and has been a while, but I did just want to get all the information, watch some practice games, get a few ideas about what was actually going to happen. I hate chopping and changing when we haven't even seen a footy bounced yet, so it did take a little bit of discipline to get all the way through because I was dying to pick a team, and I thought about it a lot, so I sort of had a reasonable idea of the structure, and you look at other people's teams and you get a feel for, what players are sort of available to fit into a certain structure and how many premiums you can sort of get and this and that. So I will be uploading tomorrow, like a live picking of my team. So that's pretty much the end product is what I'll show you in a second, and you'll see how I sort of came to some certain outcomes, and I just sort of walked through. It's a bit of a longer video because I literally didn't really know what was going to happen, except for a few main guys I wanted to pick. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, that'll be uploaded tomorrow. Also I will put in the description and then hopefully in the comments at some stage, SuperCoach group. I'd love you to join, and also the footy tipping is a bit of a new thing, bit of fun. So there's codes and links to that. And I think it won't be far off now that I start releasing some actual league codes as well. So we're only like 15, 16 days away. So it comes up pretty quick. But that's enough waffle. You've probably already skipped already. So here it is. So I'm going to go through each player and just, give you my 2 cents worth. The rookies, don't read too much into the rookies. I know there's a little bit of thought to some of them. Some of them are literally just placeholders. But Lloyd picks himself. I think he's just a lock. He's on fire. Just even without Dawson, I think that could almost help him. Crisp, I would be happy in that position to take a Dawson, a Ridley, a Short. But I just think the senior element of him in the midfield, I just think it's going to be a cruisy ride for him to average really good numbers. I haven't always been in love with that selection throughout the preseason, but when I did it, I thought, you know what? I think this is a really safe option. Whitfield, super popular, as he should be, and likewise with Sicily. So really happy with that. At the moment, I think McCartan's looking a really likely type. Had a great pracky game the other day. DeConning, I think, is a definite round one starter. Might not be, the best scorer of all time. We'll just have to wait and see. But look, we'll see what pops up. Whether I need to bring in a Sin or something like that, or how it all kind of looks, we'll wait and see. But for the moment, that's how the back line shapes up. Got on the 4 premiums in the middle, and you'll see Cornelio there as well at number 5. Steele, Oliver, just out and out 120 plus guns. They sort of speak for themselves. Petrarca, I really like it. A slight point of difference, not too much. I would also be happy to take Brayshaw in that position. So there's wriggle room with that. And look, Neil, I think, silenced most of the doubters the other day. We all had shivering in our boots when we heard Fagan's comments the other week, but he looked to just be on fire and attending plenty of centre bounces, even though it is a pretty deep midfield at the Lions. Horn Francis and Dacos pick themselves, and then we just round it out with some, potential likely types. We'll just wait and see. Again, this is pretty dependent on round one teams, how those rookies kind of fold out. The ruck department I've been scratching my head on for some time. I feel like the back line of the midfield's pretty stock standard. The forward line and the ruck's a little bit funky. Grundy's a lock for mine, plain and simple. Now, Bruce, I just couldn't trust him. I really like him as an option. I couldn't trust him alone at R2. I just couldn't do it. But I felt like at this point in time, he does seem like a really good money-making opportunity at that price. Even though I get the sense there might be a little bit of chopping and changing, or at least favouring who gets most of the game time, ruck time. It could differ from week to week at the Giants. And Witts is in there at the moment. It could be Draper. It could be anything. If Draper or Witts don't show enough, I originally had Darcy in my thought processes. Just got a little bit concerned when he started to miss some footy and talk of Achilles concern, and he's already got a fair history of getting injured. So I just got a little bit shaky on that. I can't say I'm locked and loaded on the ruck. It is a bit of a work in progress, but I'm happy with how the rest of the team looks. The forward line's quite interesting, and there'll be one name that's popping out to you at the moment that you're thinking, geez, I haven't seen him in too many teams. But Dunkley, Lock, Heaney and Butters have just grown in ownership over the last week or so, particularly Heaney. and for good reason. They look in great nick and getting midfield opportunities like we would have hoped. Rayner picks himself. Like I said, Cornelio also picks himself. And you could have either of those guys in the... we could have Cogs in the forward line if you wanted. I've got Lockie Weller sitting there at the moment. So, a bit interesting, I know, but I just really love the halfback role. And it's almost off one game. I like him as a player. I like him as a ball user. I think him taking all those kick-ins, I really did like the look of. And you'll see when I pick my team live, I sort of had everything that I wanted in the team, and I had 260k left over. So I guess the question could be, I can always drop back Weller to a rookie and upgrade Witts to Gawn or something like that. And I've got just rounded out with some rookies there. But yeah, that's my team. And look, it's pretty basic, pretty common structure. I'm not looking to do too much different because I often have buggered up the initial sides and fallen behind the pack, as you guys well know. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit simpler. A little bit of flair there with the Weller selection and how the ruck pans out. I'd say at the moment the only wriggle room for this side would be Crisp, whether he, not anything negative to do with him, but if I needed to find 30 or 40k, I could. The ruck is definitely still up for grabs. And I'd need to see it again from Weller. You know, I genuinely think somewhere in the mid-90s for that type of role is definitely possible. You know, he's a classy player, and maybe just with Bose not being in the team and Gold Coast, you know, probably seeing a bit of footy down back, you know, plenty of behinds hopefully going through and Weller taking those kickouts. Who knows? But, you know, you could definitely go a few guys through that forward line. Thomas looked good. Martin looked back. You know, De Goey's always rearing his head. Bailey got plenty of time in the midfield. So, definitely a tricky one. But that's how we've landed. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. It's been a long time coming. But there is the side. Hopefully aside from rookies, I don't have to tinker with it too much. It'd be great to see Witts or Draper come out and play a really good game and fill me with confidence. We'll just have to wait and see. So there's a couple of spots up for grabs. Guys will be watching closely through the community series. But for now, I'm feeling relatively pleased. So yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you around. Cheers.